Hello and welcome back to very demure, very cutesy, very mindful with it. All I'm seeing on my TikTok is I'm all over demure TikTok, and it's all I'm seeing, and it's all I'm thinking about, and it's all I'm saying. So welcome back to that. Hi, it's been a week. I had some family in town last week, so I decided to spend time with them and just take a week off from this. But I'm super happy to be back. To all 4 to 7 of you, hello, y'all are my besties. And because I took a week off, I wanted to over deliver this week, and so I took it upon myself in my little notebook here to write down little things that popped into my brain throughout the week, and absolutely none of them are connected at all, and none of them are gonna make any sense unless it's the right people that are hearing it. So if you stick with me this entire time, you are one of the girls who get it. And I have so much love and respect for you. Sorry, wait, are we drinking water? How are we? What's new? It's August. July is over. I feel like we're kind of starting to get into cooler weather. I'm wearing a very poofy, flowy shirt. I am wearing a red cowboy hat. If you're asking why, I have a trip planned in a few weeks that I need to dress up for, and I saw this on my shelf today, and I said, that's what we're wearing today. I'm wearing camo shorts, and I'm wearing Taylor Swift Midnights themed house slippers, and I live in these things and I love them. Anyway, so let's just dive into it. The first thing that I hyperfixated on thinking wise this week was the Insidious movies. How familiar are we with the Insidious movies? I personally have a very deep, rich history with the Insidious films, all 5 of them. Specifically Insidious 1, Insidious 2, and the most recent Insidious, The Red Door. Now, it's going to be Insidious 2, Insidious 1, Insidious The Red Door, and the other 2, one of which starring Stephanie Scott from Ant Farm. All of which are on some level or not serving what needs to be served. If you are not familiar with the Insidious franchise, the Insidious cinematic universe, if you will, allow me to give you a little bit of a rundown. It's going to be a family of 3, mom, dad, and son. The dad is Patrick Wilson. I think that he has a lot to do with my obsession. I talk about my best friend Ruby a lot on here. We got really into the Insidious movies in high school. I do think Patrick Wilson had a lot to do with that. And I'm not apologizing. Not today, I'm not. Not today, I'm not. Okay, so it's going to be Patrick Wilson is the dad. Rose Byrne is the mother. And one thing about Rose Byrne, she could save the world on a drizzly Tuesday. She could save the world on any day of the week. And she would do it gracefully and with kindness and compassion. And then their son, and I'm actually blanking on every single one of their names right now, but not necessarily relevant. Their son starts experiencing weird bumps in the night, if you will, and very much bumping that in a scary way. And so they tell grandma, and grandma's like, I have a secret. Your father experienced this, as in Patrick Wilson, the dad, had the same thing when he was a kid. And there's this old mystical woman who comes in to save the day, of course, because she's an icon. And long story short, we find out that both the dad and the son can astral project. What is his name? It's Harlan, but it's not Harlan. That's from Georgia Rules. Anyway, it's gonna kill me now. But it's the kid from Iron Man 3. Yeah, it is the kid. No, it's not. It's the kid from... I think it's the kid from Iron Man 3. Anyway, they basically are he can astral project into another realm. And there are demons and evil spirits in that realm that want to come into our realm, and they want to cling onto your son. Remember that video of Gabby Hanna where she's they latch onto you? That's... Oh my God. I keep dropping things. Anyway, they want to cling onto your son, and they want to come into our world and wreak havoc because they're evil and demonic. And I just hit the microphone. I'm so sorry. I got a new mic, by the way. I needed 2 for something I have coming up soon. So we're trying this one out this week. And the way that they got the dad to stop doing it was they hypnotized him into like forgetting he ever could do it and forgetting anything that ever happened when he was doing it. And so then he was fine, but now those memories are like buried away. So their son goes into this coma because he gets trapped in like the astral plane or whatever the hell it's called. And the dad has to astral project again and go get his son. That's going to be kind of like the ending of 1, the beginning of 2. He's in the he comes back from the realm at the end of 1, but then in the second movie, and also spoilers, I'm not doing spoiler free review. It's been like a decade. Grow up, okay? And so in the second movie, he comes back from the astral plane, but we find out that it's not really him. It's a demon who possessed the dad. So the dad is still stuck in the astral world. And they find out because there's this picture that's taken and you can see his real face. And then the old lady like realizes it, and then he kills her. Anyway, and they spend the second movie trying to like fix all this kind of bullshit. And then in the most recent movie, which came out, I think last year, it's years later because the third and fourth movie, I think there's a third and a fourth. I'm pretty sure. There's definitely a third, The Lost Key. Or is that the fourth one? I don't know. I didn't really keep up. Those two are kind of like in the same world, and they have that same lady that's like going around saving the day and saving people from spirits, but they're not related to this family, this trio. And that's the reason I was in. So like if you take them away from me, I'm not going to be happy about it. The most recent movie, which I believe is called The Red Door, is years later, and they've done the same thing to the kid where they like hypnotized him to forget about everything that happened, and they just tell him that he was in a coma for like 4 years or something. And then now he's in college, and he starts getting these dreams again, and like they start coming back, and his dad has to tell him like, here's what happened. Or I can't remember if they hypnotize the dad again or not, but anyway, and they have to deal with kind of the whole thing again and confront like the evil spirits one more time. It's very dramatic. Anyway, I've just been thinking about that a lot recently, and I think that there is space to hold for the Insidious films, and I do think they're a little underrated. Now, I will say I love to laugh at them. I don't know if I love them because they're incredible films. I don't think I love them because the CGI is just too good. I don't think it's any of that. I do think that I became very attached to them very early on, as in like 16, and have never let that attachment go. Okay, next. None of these are at all related, by the way. I wrote mail room. That's all. Oh my God. Do you guys have a mail room in your building? I've got a little mail room in my apartment building, and I will get all these notifications about packages getting here, and I go down there and they're not there. And then I go to Amazon and it says the package was delivered, and then I go back downstairs and it's not there. And I don't understand what to do. It's one of those things where I'm like, I'm not mad, but somebody's fucked up here, and I think we can fix it if you just work with me. What's going on? Where are the packages going? Where are they going? It says they're delivered. Where are they going? I'm just airing my grievances out on this right now. Like I've ordered several things in the past week that I need to like get here before a certain day, and this microphone is one of them. Thank God it showed up, because not even just Amazon, like this was not from Amazon, but just packages in general. I'm getting notifications. I'm getting tracking updates, and it's saying they're here. Where are the packages going? Where are they going? It's fine. Like they get here eventually, but I feel catfished about it. Oh my God. Okay. The next thing that I'm really excited about. Okay. Not the switch up, guys. Some of y'all are really going to make fun of me for this. If you can't see, like if you're not watching this right now, I'm so sorry, because I'm calling this my brat box. And inside of it says zombie on it. Inside of my brat box is my new hyperfixation. And I'm sure that like everyone knows what these are, and I'm a little late to the game. Oh my God, I don't know if you can see. Hold on, let me try and like come to the camera. Oh, That was loud. Sorry. Look. Oh my God. How freaking cute. It's not going to focus, I feel like, at all. Anyway, Sonny Angels. Y'all into Sonny Angels yet? Because my new obsession is Sonny Angels. I don't know why. They're overpriced. They are just tiny little figurines that... My camera died. Sorry. Okay, we're back. Anyway, they're just little tiny figurines that have nothing to do with anything. And I am obsessed with them. Should I do like a little Sonny Angel review? Let's go through all of mine. Okay. First of all, my favorite one is, I think it's a pear. I know it's hard to see, but I think it's a green pear. I'm calling him my brat baby. My second favorite is this little cherry guy. I really love his little stem on top of his head. He's adorable. And some of these are called hippers because they like, you can stick them on the back of something and it looks like they're peeking over it. And it's the cutest thing in the world. Okay. This is a tomato. I don't know where he falls in my top 5. I feel like he's not in my top 3 because number 3, like I just showed you, is Mr. Grape. He stands alone. He's singular. He's proud and he's strong and he's capable. Most of these are food because I think the fruit ones are the cutest. This is an eggplant. He looks like just a little purple guy with little hats, but it's really an eggplant. I'm obsessed with him. And then I have 2 animals. Gosh, I feel insane. One is a panda. I'm not in love with him. Like, he's cute though. I'm not really mad about it. This guy is adorable. He's like a little pink puppy, I think. Oh my goodness. I know it's impossible to see. I don't know why I'm even trying, and if you're like not watching, then it doesn't really matter. But y'all, I have been going berserkers over these. I don't know why. I'm obsessed with watching videos of people unboxing them. And I'm obsessed with buying them and finding out which ones I got and then getting angry when it's not the ones that I want. That's where I'm at. Okay, back to my list. Where were we? And the whole camera dying thing really just like took time. Okay. Okay, so I recently tried, this is a story. I recently was going to bed and I was like, okay, it's time to sleep. I'm going to have a little sleepy gummy, a little sleepy candy. And I started watching Bridesmaids. And I was like, I'll fall asleep watching Bridesmaids, which looking back doesn't really make any sense because I'm cackling the whole time. So there's no reason that would send me to sleep. But I touched down in Eddyville and I had a little spiritual experience with Bridesmaids, specifically the part of the movie where there's a wedding. There were a couple parts. One where there's a wedding and the party favors are little puppies. And Melissa McCarthy takes like 9 of them. Are you kidding me? That's the funniest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. I'm just pushing this box out of the way. Sorry. And then what was the other part? There's a part where, when they're on the plane and Kristen Wiig, I almost said Kristen Stewart. You know how embarrassing that is? And Kristen Wiig like takes a pill, but also gets really drunk and starts seeing things. And she says there's a colonial woman on the wing of the plane. Which my favorite thing to come from that was people saying that that's Charlie XCX in the Von Dutch video because it absolutely is. There's a colonial woman on the wing of the plane. Everybody. Oh my God. And she starts freaking out and then everyone starts freaking out. Then they have to deplane. Oh my God. That's the funniest thing ever. Okay. Moving past that. Things that I'm manifesting. These are the main 2 ones. I'm manifesting being a pop star. Working on it. We'll see how it goes. It takes 10 years to become an overnight success. I'm very in with that. I feel like I have a lot of creative projects going on right now that don't feel like they're going on right now because they're not out yet, but I'm secretly developing a bunch of shit just because I've been in a very creative mood and been in a place of creative expression and wanting to experiment with projects. And I feel like pop stardom, or even just doing music, whatever that looks like for me, or whatever that will look like for me, is kind of in the works. I'm kind of taking my time with it because I want it to be right and I want to do it correctly. But I'm manifesting that if I drop one more thing in this video, see what happens. Okay, this came with a mic stand. And I was like, no, I'm not going to use it. I'm used to holding the mic and I can move around more. This is what happens now is that I have to do everything with one hand. I'm just going to not close it again. I'm manifesting being a pop star. And then also as a dancer, first of all, like if you understood when Charlie XCX during her Crash album era, she started dancing and like doing full out choreography all the time. She had these 2 dancers that went with her everywhere, and every performance they were doing full on choreography. And it was the first time she'd ever really done that kind of performance. When I saw that and I was like, where did I miss this audition? And how do I get in on this? From that point forward, I have wanted to be on a tour as a dancer so bad, specifically for Charli XCX. I think that'd be amazing. I know she's like not doing that with Brat, but I still think it would be incredible. And then specifically the Sweat tour. When we go on tour with Troy and Charlie, because I've been seeing Troy's choreo and it's been amazing. And it's been really exciting to watch, but I want to be on the other side of that so bad. So I'm manifesting the Sweat, not the Sweat tour because it's too late, but I'm manifesting like that kind of a gig. Speaking of Charli XCX, I have been hyperfixating on, I know I say that a lot, but I really do hyperfixate on like a lot of things. It's kind of like a coping mechanism for me. Out of all the songs on Brat, the remixes, the singles, the deluxe, Spring Breakers has been such a part of my lore recently. And I think in like 30 years, when I'm looking back upon my life, I'm going to look back on a decade of that song and a decade of what the hell is she talking about? I know what she's talking about. Like I know, I'm pretty sure it has something to do with Spring Breakers, the movie, like the A24 film, but vroom, 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 vroom in a big pink truck. First of all, she references her own songs twice. She says vroom, 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 vroom in a big pink truck. And then she says, the place went boom, 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 clap. And I just laughed when the bodies went splat. She's just fucking iconic. And she's a brat and she knows it. And she's incredible and she's talented. And what's that video of Lady Gaga talking about Ryan Murphy? Put it in a blender, spit on it. Anyway, she just literally is making every song of the summer, and I love her and I respect her. And Spring Breakers has been on repeat for me, and I think it will for a while. Like I'm really excited for cold weather and for autumn, but I'm gonna miss Brat summer a little bit. Brat winter, Brat fall is definitely on the way in. Okay, what was next on my list? Oh my God, you guys, I put off talking about this for so long. And I don't think I can anymore. They got me. They got me good. I finally caved and started reading. I started reading the A Court of Thorns and Roses series, honestly, 6 months ago. And I'm on the 3rd one. You can see how like ratty and beat up this book is because this book... Listen, the first one was cute. I loved the second one a lot. Like a lot. This is the 3rd one. This is the 3rd book in the series. It's called A Court of Wings and Ruin. And it has taken me so long to read because it's so I don't know how you guys do this. It is so slow. I'm really frustrated about it. It is effectively 699 pages. I'm on page 593. I have about 100 pages left. But I've been saying that for a month. It's just moving so slow. And I know that the thing, I have 100. Okay, so I have 100 pages left. And the thing with Sarah J. Maas, the author, that they always say is that the last 100 pages are crazy and like incredible and amazing. So far, so good. It's been true for the first 2 books. The last 100 pages have driven me bonkers, but I don't know, this book is just moving really slow. And I'm trying to like stay in the world of like the fae and the fairies and the magical creatures, you know, when Brittany brought, anyway. And I just am trying so hard. And I feel like once I get through this one, the next one is really short. So I think it'll be okay because it'll be like a break from this long, giant book. And then the one after that is humongous though. So I'm kind of nervous. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Are we doing spoilers for this? Because I kind of do need to talk about it. I feel like, obviously, I went through the whole, can I do spoiler alert for A Court of Thorns and Roses, books 1, 2, and 3. I went through the whole Tamlin thing like in a really intense way that I'm assuming other people did. I know people are like going through the Tamlin thing in their own way, but a lot of people expected it. I did not expect for him to be a lying, cheating, horrible snake in the first like book and then the first half of the second book. And he started to really concern me about halfway through the second book. And I was like, see, now you're letting me down. It was cute, enemies to lovers. And then I was like, okay, they're lovers. We're done. Now you're letting me down because you took my enemy, made him my lover. Now you're taking my lover and you're pissing me off. Okay. But then I got Rhys. I felt affirmed. I felt safe. It's okay. And so far, so good with Rhys. I just don't know if I needed Tamlin to come back. I feel like I found so much closure and I had to work to find closure when I was spending all my time at Rhys's castle in the second book. And when me and Tamlin were taking space, I felt like I found closure and I was okay. And then I went back, and that's a decision that I regret, because now I have to deal with him being like a snake and like a crybaby like all the time, and it's just driving me crazy. Anyway, I'll keep you updated. I'm on the third book. I'm almost done with it. I'm really trying to finish it like in the next week or two so that I can move on. Because also after this, I got to do Throne of Glass, and that's like 8 books. Oh, I have such a journey ahead of me. And I'm getting really nervous about it, to be honest. Anyway, okay, this is probably the main thing. This is the main thing that I wanted to talk about. Okay, I'm going to put this down. I recently saw Deadpool and Wolverine. First of all, I'm going to spend the next, I don't even know how long, talking about Marvel and the MCU and the phases. And if you're not, I just don't want to hear it. So like, go away now or grow up and deal with it, because this is sick and cool and I love it. And I'm going to talk about it because I've spent the last decade of my life committed to it. So yeah, we're going to get into it. I'm going to get my water because I'm about to talk, because I'm going to get into it. Okay. We're going to deep dive. So, and also spoilers for Deadpool, Wolverine, and for like any Marvel movies that you haven't seen. Okay. There's a lot of spoilers going on in this episode today. Okay. First of all, loved it. Absolutely loved it. It was everything that I wanted. It was everything that I was hoping for. It's finally like, I feel like the MCU has really not been on a good path recently. And I have to move my chair. Not been on a good path recently. It's been letdown after letdown. WandaVision was incredible. And then after that, they screwed my girl Wanda over. And it was so painful to watch in Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. It was so brutal. And they, like, what are you talking about? I understand that filming schedules changed and that release dates moved around. I don't care. That should not have happened. The way that she became such a villain, I don't even know. I don't even know how to get into that right now. Like, she left Westview, went to the cabin, got the Darkhold, and then started searching for her children in other universes. And then out of nowhere is this like evil demonic villain. I understand that the Darkhold like made her evil, but I just don't think the way to go was to make her into this horrible villain. It doesn't make sense for her. It doesn't make sense for the story. It came out of nowhere. And then like somehow in between the Westview and the Multiverse of Madness plots, we had to deal with like the 3 Spider-Men, which that was amazing. That was like maybe the last good movie. I'm trying to think of, because like Madam Web, honey. The thing about Madam Web is that I love Dakota Johnson so much. That movie was just so bad. And actually, I think it's drama. I think they fucked her over too, because I think she signed up for a certain type of project and they did not deliver on their promise to her. And they totally blindsided everybody and changed the whole movie around. Anyway. I think the last good Marvel movie was Spider-Man, No Way Home? Yeah. With like the 3 Spider-Men. And then at the end of that movie, they erased everyone's memory, which still does not make sense to me. Anyway, back to what I was saying about Wanda. Wanda became this villain, and now she like, and then she kills herself. Supposedly, she may or may not be dead. I refuse to believe she's dead. I think Elizabeth Olsen said that she's done with the role, but I don't think it was not a wholesome ending for a character that is so loved by so many people and is also like a powerful woman and mother. You know what I mean? They were doing this whole like, she's searching for her kids because she's such a loving mother, and like losing her children made her go crazy. But now she's like a horrible villain who is like, if you watch Multiverse of Madness, she is like murdering, and it's violent and it's graphic and it's a lot, and whatever. So that was messy. And then I don't even know what's the timeline on like what's happened since then. I guess maybe Loki season 2 was after that, which was incredible, by the way. Loki season 2 was phenomenal. Season 1 was okay. Season 2 solidified Loki as like a character that I truly care about and love. But then I see, now I'm just trying to think about the timeline. But then everything kind of went MIA, and I don't really know where we're at now, because we got the Ant-Man thing and the Kang the Conqueror thing, but then Jonathan Majors got canceled. And I think they're just going to scrap the whole Kang the Conqueror thing and go for this Fantastic Four Doctor Doom shtick that they're promoting right now. Hold on. Excuse me. I'm so sorry. I might have to mute that. That was horrible. I think they're going for this whole like Doctor Doom, Fantastic Four thing right now, because they just announced at D23 and at San Diego Comic-Con. And I sound crazy right now. Like, I just heard myself back, and I'm looking at like how long it's been that I've been talking about this on my laptop. I sound bonkers. Okay. I'm just going to keep going with it. Okay. The main thing that I wanted to talk about was Deadpool and Wolverine. Been waiting forever for this. I grew up on the like original 3 X-Men movies, so they're very nostalgic for me. I understand that we're not really there anymore because Days of Future Past changed the world, and also Logan, the movie, which the hill that I will die on is that the movie Logan is probably one of the best superhero films of all time, if not one of the best films of all time. It was so well done, and for anyone who like loves the character and loves the lore, it was such a wholesome place to end. That's what they should have done with Wanda. Like, that's what they did wrong. Is that, one, don't kill her. I know that shit happens and people don't want to be on projects anymore, but like, don't kill Wanda. Second of all, if you're going to do something like that, do it the way they did with Logan, where he like had this really wholesome experience that changed his life with little Miss Laura, and like saving the kids, and this change of heart, and like this whole arc at the end of such a long character run. And he even said, he was like, I'm not going to come back and play this character anymore. That was like the way it should have ended. I'm so serious about this right now. Like, Logan had the most perfect ending, and the way that he died, and oh my God. And I loved it. So Deadpool and Wolverine, we find out that like him dying in Logan fucked up the TVA, or fucked up the anchor being is what they called it. The whole anchor being thing. So now the universe is like deteriorating, and this guy at the TVA wants to like speed up the process. Which is crazy, by the way. So now we have anchor beings. This is what's driving me nuts. Anchor beings, nexus beings, and like fixed points or whatever. Like the things so you're telling me there's in every universe there's an anchor being, and it's different, or it can be different in every universe. And without that anchor being, the entire universe like starts to fizzle and fade away. But see, then what's a nexus being? Because I thought a nexus being, I think in the comics, and I could also be wrong about a lot of this, but I think in the comics, a nexus being is somebody who there's only one of you in the multiverse. But what I think they're doing in the MCU is a nexus being is somebody who can travel between universes. So like America from Multiverse of Madness. Well, I guess there is only one of her because she's looked. So she can travel between multiverses, and she's also the only one. But she's the only one because she's from another dimension, I think. I don't think she's from like the same place. I mean, unless she is, because her ability lets her travel in the multiverse. No, she's from another dimension. She's from like another world, not like in our set of like Earth 616 and all this kind of stuff. The one thing about Deadpool and Wolverine that confused me was, or maybe I get it. So Vanessa dies. He goes back in time, saves her. That pisses off the TVA. He uses Cable's time travel device because Vanessa leaves him, right? So he uses Cable's time travel device, which apparently can also travel between universes. They just don't tell you that. So I think that was a problem that I was really confused about, is they just don't tell you that his little wristwatch thing can also take you between like throughout the multiverse. So he uses that to go to an Earth where there's the Avengers, which is our Earth 616, ours, and tries to join the Avengers. And then they say no. Because that's during like, that's like 2018. So that was during like, that was like right at the beginning of Infinity War when everyone was kind of spaced out. And like Wanda and Vision were in Scotland. And anyway, so he goes to Earth 616 to try to be an Avenger. They say no. He comes back to his Earth and is working as a car salesman. I just was confused for a while about like him making this one little appearance in Earth 616, and then we're back in his Earth, which is like 100005 or something, like 10005 or something. Anyway, that was confusing for me, but I feel like I kind of get it. What I also loved about this movie is I really loved Loki season 2, and even though we didn't get him or like the tree that he's now a part of in Deadpool and Wolverine, we got like all the TVA stuff you loved. B-52 was back. That's her name. That's also a band. Her name was Hunter B-52. Yeah, I'm not crazy. That's right. And anyway, you got like all the TVA stuff you loved, and then you got the whole we spent so much time in the void with, is her name Cassandra? I'm pretty sure her name is Cassandra, with Charles Xavier's twin, who again, like when I was a kid, I was like in this lore. If you're somebody who is in this lore, like to have her confirmed in the MCU is crazy, because we've seen so many different versions of Charles Xavier and we've seen so many movies with him in it, and never once did we get the evil twin scenario that is very real in the comics. And she's so powerful and she's crazy, and I loved her. I thought she was an incredible villain. And the little nod to Doctor Strange where she's like this like amateur sorcerer came through here and she took his ring, like all of the little like the 20th Century Fox statue, all of the little Easter eggs in the void were so well done and so well placed. And the one that really got me good was Johnny Storm. I cannot believe Chris Evans came back to play Johnny Storm for this one movie for about 5-7 minutes, because the fantastic that puts, I mean, I guess it doesn't put necessarily the Fantastic Four movie as canon, but it canonizes a Johnny Storm that looks like Chris Evans. So I feel like it canonizes the original Fantastic Four movie and the original Fantastic Four Silver Surfer movie, which were awakenings for me on so many levels, in so many ways. And I would watch those movies on repeat, and I was obsessed with those two movies. I feel like it kind of puts those in the MCU too, which is really exciting. And then you get like Juggernaut, and you get like all these other characters from past movies, but also different versions of them. So which means we've seen like, how many versions of Charles Xavier? If we're counting, I guess 2. Right? Because technically, Days of Future Past, Apocalypse, First Class, Dark Phoenix are all the same Xavier from X-Men, X2, and X-Men The Last Stand. But after Days of Future Past, it gets a little wonky because that changed all of the first 3 original X-Men movies. So technically, it's not the same Charles Xavier. Like, in as deep of a way, but I think it's the same world and the same variant, just like changed. So I guess we've seen 2 versions of him. One of which was in Multiverse of Madness when she destroyed him in that yellow chair. I'm just trying to think. Okay, yeah. And then for most of the X-Men, we've seen 2 versions of them. No, we've seen 1 because they're technically prequels. For Juggernaut, we've seen 3 because there was 1 in the original X-Men, there was 1 in Deadpool, and there was like a different one in this Deadpool in the Void. Johnny Storm, obviously. But I mean, this was obviously a variant, so it was just like he looked the same, but it was from a different Earth because he got pruned. There's no way that's the same guy, right? I don't think so. Anyway, so they get back from the Void and they battle this giant army of Deadpools, which I'm not really sure why. I guess it's just like they took all the Deadpools that are like not evil, but all the ones that just crave violence. I don't understand why they fought all the Deadpools. Like, what was the point? Maybe I should see the movie again. I loved it though. I really loved the movie. I thought it was perfect and hilarious and hysterical and everything that we deserved. I think it's incredible that we can do a rated R movie in the MCU. Because a lot of us were 11, right? Like a lot of us were very, very young when the MCU started, which was The Incredible Hulk, Iron Man 1, Captain America 1. Like for those 3, those were like not for kids, but we were very young when that was 10 years ago. I mean, that was forever ago. And so we were really young when those came out. And like, since we've grown up with those movies, we're all old enough to be seeing these like rated R, really explicit. I mean, I know it's Deadpool too, or it's Deadpool also. So just the nature of his character is like that. But that's why I always wondered if they would put Deadpool in the MCU, because it's so violent and gory and explicit and rated R. But I mean, so is Logan. Because I think, wasn't Logan rated R too? So when you really think about it, I mean, obviously those characters match perfectly. And then you got all the homage to his like original X-Men suit. And he's also from another world where like the X-Men don't exist anymore and he's like coping. So it's also not the Logan that we grew up with either, which is like interesting. Now, let's talk about the future. I'm going to pull this off my phone just because I don't want to like get anything wrong. And I have to make sure it's not like a fake source. Okay, Marvel Cinematic Universe. Because I want to look at like what's coming up. Let's see. I really should have been more prepared for this. I didn't really plan on this. Because they just announced a ton of stuff. Also, Agatha All Along is coming out soon. I'm kind of excited for it. I'm getting nervous. It was a lifelong dream of mine to play Billy in the future MCU, and I was manifesting that for a very, very long time, and it did not work. I lost that to that twink from Heartstopper, and I'm just now kind of coming to terms with it. I was like boycotting for a while. I was like, there's no way I'm watching this. I can't stand this. Like, I'm so mad. But I'm dealing with it now, and I feel like I'm excited for Agatha All Along. Patti LuPone, Aubrey Plaza. It's gonna be amazing. Okay, every upcoming Marvel movie. I did see that they announced Doctor Doom with Robert Downey Jr., which is crazy. So like I don't know if it's gonna be a variant. It's gonna have to be a variant of Tony Stark. Like in this universe, Tony Stark became Doctor Doom instead of Victor, which would be great because the guy's original name is Victor Von Doom, which is just ridiculous. See, now my phone's freezing. Anyway, I did see that they announced that, and obviously they announced Fantastic Four. They're going to start filming, I guess, this week, and then it comes out next year. This is so not working. How embarrassing. Okay, so, oh my God, this is so exciting. Okay. So we're currently in phase 5. Oh my God, this is so exciting. We're currently in phase 5. Oh, the Marvels. I forgot about the Marvels. Everyone hated the Marvels. I wasn't mad. I didn't love it. I thought it was fine though. I thought it was enjoyable. I mean, it's 3 really cool characters with really cool powers, like figuring shit out. And also the end credits scene. Are you kidding me? And that is a whole other like a whole other X-Men universe that we haven't even been to yet, because Kelsey Grammer as Beast and Monica Rambeau, like that's a whole other X-Men world that we haven't even like seen other than that one end credit scene. Okay, here's what's coming up. We're getting Ironheart, which we saw her in the last Black Panther movie. I'm excited about that. I guess it's going to be kind of like, because obviously it's supposed to be based off Iron Man. And in the comics, there was Iron Lad, which is just appalling. And I hope that we never get there. So I'm okay with Ironheart. I love her. Riri, she's very gorgeous. And I loved her in Black Panther. I think that movie set her up so well to become a fan favorite. This is Coven of Chaos, but it is Agatha all along. We just talked about that. See, some of these are stupid though. Daredevil Born Again, I'm excited for it because fucking Elektra. Sorry, I forgot Elektra was in Deadpool and Wolverine, and so was Gambit. I've been waiting forever to see Gambit in the MCU. We saw him in X-Men Origins Wolverine way back when, which like that film is such a mess. I can't even get into it. I have been waiting so long, and to see Channing Tatum as him is just hysterical. I've been waiting so long. He was one of my favorite characters growing up, and I am so happy that he's finally, I mean, I know he's not, like he's dead now, but the possibility of him being in the MCU is so exciting for me. Also, Blade was crazy. Elektra was crazy because that's that canonizes the Ben Affleck Daredevil movie, which is crazy to me. I'm saying crazy so many times, but this is all really insane, and I'm really excited. Like that's what I mean. Daredevil or Deadpool and Wolverine like got me back in it. Like I'm back in now. Like I have hope for the MCU now because of this movie. It was just miss after miss after miss after miss. To quote Deadpool, because they're so self-aware. I don't know what's wrong with my voice. I'm so sorry. Anyway, that was really exciting. We got Deadpool 3. Daredevil Born Again must have been pushed because this says it was spring 2024. That's just not true. Captain America Brave New World. I'm excited for it. Can we address the celestial-sized elephant in the room? Eternals. I understand we didn't love it. I understand it wasn't the perfect movie. I felt like it had potential. I felt like it left room for an Eternals 2. I would go see that. I feel like they might have scrapped it because nobody liked the first Eternals movie. There were things that I loved about it, and there were things that I didn't really need. The Harry Styles thing is just throwing me for a loop. Where are we at with that? Where are we at? He shows up in the end as the brother of Thanos with his little leprechaun sidekick. Says 3 things. The world goes crazy over it. The rumor I heard was that he signed a 10-year contract with them, with Marvel. Where is that? That must have like fell through. There's no way that they're still doing that. For Harry Styles to be in the next 10 years of, they're like, right? There's maybe I read a lie. Maybe they got me. I'm willing to admit that. I heard he signed like a giant contract with the MCU to be like in, because that's a big character, and that left off on like Eternals 2 is like ready to go. Like I don't know. Oh, I was gonna say that it's been driving me crazy, as I'm sure it's been driving everyone crazy, like bonkers, how we still have not addressed the giant celestial head that is sticking out of the Arctic. It from Eternals when she like turned him to ice. It's been driving me crazy. No one's talked about it. Why aren't we talking about it? It's a gigantic, basically robot head, like the size of the planet Earth, just sticking out of what, Antarctica? But in the trailer, I don't know if it was a trailer or something for the new Captain America movie, they said Celestial Island. So I think they're finally going to like address that. Okay, and then see, this is where I'm worried about this article. This is from Vulture, and it's not incorrect. I just don't think it's updated. So we are getting the Fantastic Four. I need like a recent list, though. We are getting Fantastic Four, but maybe this one is more recent, but they changed the Avengers movies, I believe, because we are 86ing King the Conqueror. Right? Okay, Brave New World, Daredevil Born Again. Oh, we're also getting the Thunderbolts, which will be interesting. It's like a villain group that they've been like assembling forever. The Fantastic Four First Steps, which, is it in the 60s? Because they're supposed to be in the next like million movies. And I'm just curious how they're going to do that if Fantastic Four is based in the 60s. I'm really excited about it though. Pedro Pascal, Ironheart. Yeah, okay. There's new names for the Avengers movies. It's Avengers Doomsday, which is why like when I say like they're switching from the King the Conqueror to Doctor Doom. Avengers Doomsday in 2026. I'm gonna be so old when these movies are done. And then they are doing Avengers Secret Wars, which we already did Secret Invasion. Which, can we talk about Secret Invasion? Did nobody like it? Did nobody watch it? I liked Secret Invasion. I thought it was interesting and fun and cool and had a really sexy cast. And I thought it was awesome. I wish it was a movie. I don't know why they did it as a TV show, but I was excited for that plot line. That's like a really cool storyline. We got a little campy towards the end, but I enjoyed it. I don't know why. I feel like nobody else liked it. So just looking back at my list and making sure there's nothing else I was going to freaking talk about, because I just had so many thoughts. Oh, I also wrote down could not open the edibles, because I could not open this, like the gummies that I was talking about. I couldn't open the container. I just sat in bed like screaming about it for an hour. It was mortifying. Anyway, I'm excited for the MCU. I think that it's got an actual good future. I think it's kind of coming back. I think that Daredevil and Wolverine gave me hope, I'm just trying to figure out this microphone, gave me hope, gave me a sense that they're kind of back in the saddle and they know what they're doing. I don't know what She-Hulk was up to. Are we still talking, like, was that, I mean, I thought it was a cute show, but like it got a little meta in a weird way, like Deadpool's meta in a good way, but then She-Hulk got meta in like a weird way that I don't know how they can bring that back or like keep going with that bit. But I thought it was cute and I enjoyed it. Anyway, I've yapped. I've queened out long enough. So I'm gonna wrap it up. Thank you man, this was really just every thought that I've had of the past week, huh? And then a deep dive into Marvel. Was there something else that I was gonna talk about with Marvel? Okay, really quick before I wrap up, I want to talk about Billy and I want to talk about Tommy. In the comics, Wanda like creates these children that are her kids, Billy and Tommy, okay? Billy Maximoff, William, whatever, and Tommy Maximoff. And then they die because of this whole thing with Mephisto, who I thought was going to be in WandaVision. Mephisto is this like the devil basically, and I thought that he was going to be in WandaVision. They were giving me signs, they were faking me out. I'm super mad, but I think he might be in the new Agatha show. I know that I'm reaching for straws because I've been suffering on this hill for literally for years, like being so angry that he wasn't in the show because I was so positive he was going to be in the show. But originally in the comics, the kids were not real because they were just apparitions that he had made, I guess, and then he took them back, and that's why Wanda went crazy. But they got reincarnated to two different families, and both had superpowers, and like they found her and they became a family again or whatever. So here's my question. She had the kids in Westview. Westview goes down, the kids disappear. Multiverse of Madness happens. She finds them in another universe. So we know that and it's just her in that universe too. So we know it's either possible for her to do it again, or we know that it's possible for her to like have the kids in some way, because in other universes she has the kids. Also, I thought she was a Nexus being. I don't think she is. I have thoughts about that too in a minute though. But now in Agatha All Along, we get Billy, who that little twink from Heartstopper is playing. He's like her sidekick. I think he got reincarnated and like she took him under her wing because he's got little magical powers. Anyway, I don't know. That's what I think is gonna happen. I'm really excited about it because he's gay, by the way. And I know they're gonna go for it. They better go for it. He's got a boyfriend, and it's a whole thing, and I'm really excited about it. And I think his boyfriend's in the show because I saw the cast list on IMDb. His boyfriend is listed. as a character, and I'm really excited about it. But we don't know where Tommy is. We know that Billy's going to be in Agatha all along. We don't know where Tommy is. And like, where's Wanda? See what I mean? They can't kill Wanda if her kids are bopping around. I don't know. Okay, also the thing about Wanda being a Nexus being, I thought she was going to be a Nexus being, meaning there's only one of her. But someone said to me one time that she is only the Scarlet Witch, like in our world. In other worlds, like she has powers. Possibly, we don't really know, I guess. But she's only like the Scarlet Witch, like the prophesized, like the temple built for the famously the Scarlet Witch in our universe. And the Scarlet Witch is a Nexus being. So like as the Scarlet Witch, she's a Nexus being. As Wanda Maximoff, there's other versions of her that are not like up to her level of power. That's what I think is going on. That's what I think happened. And that is my piece, and that is my truth. And thank you so much for hearing me and seeing me. You see how I talk forever. It's very demure. It's very cutesy. It's very mindful. Guys, that's all I think about. It's the funniest bit ever to me right now. All right, well, this was perfect and gorgeous and cute, and I hope I made up for a week of nothing, and I will see you next week. Thank you so much for listening, watching, tuning in, however you're seeing me, but love you the most. Mwah. Have a great week.